Howie Roseman's going to have to do a little bit of Howieing between now and Wednesday at about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Philadelphia Eagles have to shed about $10 million worth of salary. It's like 9.8 to be exact if you look at overthecap.com. So they got to shed this before the start of the new league year. And a lesson to start. All right, so the Eagles obviously agreed to a pair of trades last week. They will acquire Michael Bennett along with a 7th rounder in the 2018 NFL Draft from the Seattle Seahawks for Marcus Johnson and a 5th round selection. And in the other trade, they will send away Torrey Smith for cornerback Daryl Worley. So you notice the future tense there, right? That's because the new league year hasn't started yet. That means that Torrey Smith's $5 million salary won't be trimmed from the salary cap until after 4 p.m. on Wednesday. And they're also going to be responsible for $5.6 million of Bennett's $7.74 million cap number for next season. So remember that, keep that in mind, all right? Because that Torrey Smith trade, it's that $5 million does not factor in to the salary cap just yet. So now on to the cuts and who I think will be gone by Wednesday. There have been reports that Vinny Curry's contract may be restructured or that he may be traded. But because of last week's moves, I think he's going to get flat out released. And you look at Michael Bennett, he's essentially going to be Curry's replacement. And because the Eagles made the decision to trade Smith, they can no longer save his $5 million cap number before Wednesday. So Curry, who is set to make $11 million, will save the Birds $5 million if he is released because he's got that $6 million dead money value. The next casualty will probably be Brent Selleck, longest tenured Eagle on the roster. The 33-year-old is due $5 million next season, and the team will save $4 million if he is cut. Selleck reportedly wants to return next year, and even if he is sent packing, I can see a situation here where you cut him, but then he comes back on a cheaper deal. And I talked about this in a prior video. I'd be willing to bring back Selleck for about $1 million, which is what his dead money value is. So I don't expect Trey Burton to be back. Zach Ertz, not really known for his blocking prowess. It'd be nice to have Selleck back in the fold, not only the veteran presence, but for those multiple tight end sets, you have a guy that can complement Ertz because Selleck can block a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean they can't find a blocking tight end, but if you can bring back Selleck for $1 million or really cheap contract, I'd definitely be willing to do that. Now, even with Curry and Selleck's departures, well, the Eagles, they still have to make one final move to be on the positive side of the salary cap. And the two potential options I can see occurring. You got guard Chance Warmack and special teams ace Chris Maragos. Now, if you cut Maragos, that would save the team $1.5 million, while releasing Warmack saves the Birds $1.15 million. And I don't think the Eagles are going to part ways with Maragos because that was their special teams captain last year, and he does so great on that unit. So I'm going to go with Warmack here. I know that's Jeff Stoutland's boy from their days at Alabama, but Chance Warmack, Stephen Wisniewski had a great season. Now, if he gets hurt, the Eagles would have a problem at guard, but you release Chance Warmack, maybe you can sign somebody for cheap in the offseason once that new league year begins. So you cut Vinny Curry, you cut Brent Selleck, you cut Chance Warmack, and that gets you to the number. Now, some people have recommended trading or cutting Jason Peters. Now, I don't think anybody's going to trade for Jason Peters because I don't think the Eagles would want to trade him. And two, I don't think he's getting cut because his cap number, he's set to make like $10 million, but if you cut him, you only save like $4.6 million because his dead money value is so high. So it's better off to just keep – I know the $4.6 million, it is kind of a lot considering the Eagles are so against the cap, but because of that number, because that dead money value, because he comes off a season where he played like a goddamn Pro Bowler. I know he just had a torn ACL, but I'm bringing Jason Peters back. And is anybody going to tell Jason Peters that he's cut. Does anybody have the balls to tell him that? Because I sure as hell not. Nope. He's the bodyguard. And he'll always be the bodyguard. I know Halapoulivaati Vaitai had a really good season. Near the end he did. He did allow 9 sacks. But I still feel more comfortable with Jason Peters as my blindside protector than Big V. Big V had a good, solid postseason run. But there are still things that worry me with him. I'm not sure that he's going to be the future left tackle just yet. Not just yet. I would still like to address that position in the draft. Draft a future left tackle, whether it's the first round or maybe you trade Foles, you get extra picks, you make that selection in the second round, whatever. But I do think it's a spot where the Eagles will address in the NFL draft. And doesn't mean that Big V can't be the future left tackle. I just want to see a little bit more from him. That's all. So with that being said, I'm Adrian Fedkiw. I'm out. And we'll see what tricks the Eagles have up their sleeve. Free agency starts on Wednesday, as I said. The tampering period has begun, the legal tampering period, where, the Eagles can talk with players. And obviously we remember Frank Gore from a couple years ago, the shortest tenured Eagle of all time, agreed in principle to a contract, then he changed his mind. So you never know with these tampering period. But anyway, check out tonight. I'm going to be doing a show, free agency preview show with I Am Carlo, Gio Giovanni, and Joey Shakes, 72. So I'm going to have those boys on the show, and that's going to be a lot of fun tonight. So that's going to be a late night upload. So we're going to tape at about 10:30 because Gio doesn't get off work till like 10. So we're going to do a late night recording, and I'll have it uploaded by 11:30, unless I just wait to upload it tomorrow. But we'll see how it goes. But with that being said, I'm out. Later.